We've built quite a few LLM judges ourselves. So do you have any advice for other AI teams who might face constraints with human evaluation and are looking to build their first LLM judges?
Yeah. First of all, you need to think about the system prompt. It usually starts with something like, please act as an impartial judge, evaluate the quality, blah, blah, blah. And then you need to continue kind of explaining the task that should be evaluated. If you take a look at the research, there are many examples of these prompts that you could basically use as inspiration, perhaps combine them together. I would recommend to start from there. Then when it comes to designing the evaluation task, you'll need to make a decision how you want to evaluate your inputs and outputs. Usually, let's maybe talk in the context of a RAG system for question answering. You might use pairwise comparison. And this is basically for a question and a context with two different systems, you are going to generate two possible answers. And then you are going to ask the judge, the LLM judge, to pick the best one. Then it's also possible to grade the outputs. You could ask the LLM directly to say, hey, please grade this answer based on this scoring scale that I'm providing. And then you could include different definitions for each score in the scoring scales. Or it's also possible to provide a reference of the output and then ask the judge to grade the output based on the provided reference. So that's possible. Both options are possible. It depends a little bit on the task as well. You could be a bit creative. But it's important to pay attention to the scoring scale, because if you go for high precision scales, like maybe from 0 to 100, the LLMs might not be able to understand like the subtle differences between like 35 and 50, for example. So I recommend either a binary scale, and I would go for yes or no in the templates instead of 0 and 1, because that's going to be easier for the LLM, or a low precision scale if you need like a bit more granularity, like from 0 to 3 or from 1 to 5 is maximum. That's my recommendation, but it's also being studied in some papers, and they also recommend like low precision scales. Apart from that, it's also quite helpful to prompt the LLM to provide an explanation of the evaluation as well, so you can interpret the evaluation and how the LLM as a judge is behaving. This is seen in many of the approaches that you can find in papers. So you ask for an explanation of the evaluation and then a score. I 100% recommend this because it's going to help you understand how that LLM is actually evaluating your examples.